Einstein failed maths. For generations, Einstein's early academic career has been a source of inspiration for those struggling in school as well as for the gifted but lazy underachievers. After all, everyone knows that Einstein failed maths as a child. Some versions of the story say it was because he had trouble understanding the material, and others say it was because he found it boring and just didn't care. But is there any truth to this famous story? No, not at all. It's Albert Einstein. Do you really think that he failed mathematics? It's unclear exactly where this myth originated, but it was ubiquitous well before he died. In 1935, a rabbi at Princeton showed Einstein a newspaper article making this claim. He reportedly laughed and said, "Before I was 15, I had mastered differential and integral calculus." The only kernel of truth of this story is that Einstein was a somewhat lazy student. He had very poor attendance during college, instead choosing to copy notes off one of his friends in the physics program. But despite this, he was still at the top of his class. The only poor grade Einstein seems to have received in any class was from one university professor who took a personal offense to how often he skipped class, despite him excelling on the exams. Et tu, brute. On March 15th, 44 BC, Julius Caesar was surrounded and assassinated by around 40 Roman senators. After taking stock of his various attackers, he spoke his final words to one who was very close to him. Et tu, brute. The story of Julius Caesar is inseparable from these famous last words, but Caesar never said this. The quote first appeared in William Shakespeare's play about Caesar. That's not to say that it isn't somewhat based in reality, but there is debate among historians about Caesar's last words. When the attack began, Caesar said in Latin, "Ista quidem vis est," or "but this is violence." There are two common theories, both of which date back to at least the 2nd century AD. Some accounts claim those were his last words, and that he said nothing further once the stabbing began. Others claimed that he then spoke the words, "You too, child," somewhat similar to the famous "Et tu, brute." However, if Caesar really did say those words, it's reported that he said them in Greek rather than in Latin. If he did say that, it's also unclear